Everywhere you go, you could just yell, hot stuff coming through, you know?
Regardless of what you're carrying.
Yeah, I'm not carrying anything.
Hello and welcome to The Great Beyond, an Is This Good companion pod where I catch up with my friend and yours, Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi, JD. Thanks for coming.
I swallowed right when I knew you were coming to me, and I was like, gulp. Hello.
It's hard to swallow faster than you normally would. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%. It just
like
happened.
if you just took a big gulp and you were like, oh, fuck! It's nearly impossible to swallow quickly.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't do it. It can't be done.
Jill, whenever I have the hiccups, Jill tells me, and I'm complaining about it, she's like, you have to hold your breath, plug your nose, and swallow 3 times. Do you know how hard that is to do, to swallow while you're not breathing? I dare you to do it.
Okay.
It's like the cinnamon challenge, but less visual.
3 times yet? I can't do it.
3 times. I know, it's
possible.
impossible.
Does it work?
Well, because you die, and then you don't have the hiccups anymore, I guess.
And then your partner is out of their misery.
And producing the show, she wants to know why this is the only podcast Hawk Tua hasn't been on, Rachel Doyle.
Well, it could happen.
But
I don't think so.
Come on, she'd do it.
Yeah, why not?
She's pretty popular.
She is pretty popular, but I mean, who am I kidding? Of course we'd have her on. Haley, we'd love to have you on.
She's a legend.
Oh, you're pro Hawk Tua?
Yeah, and my pickleball friends, there are 2 of them. For some reason, they're like, I love her. I don't know why. I just love it. They love
Interesting.
her.
Why do women of a certain age, and that age is 40 plus, why do they care about Hawk Tua?
I don't know. I don't know. But they keep.
I mean, I don't even care about Hawk Tua.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
Well, I guess I'm also above 40, so there you go.
I don't know, you should appreciate that. I didn't even see the video, but you should appreciate a woman who knows how to Hawk Tua.
But do they realize she's talking about spitting on a dick?
Of course they do. That's why they love it.
Well, half of them are lesbians, so they probably are like, yeah, spit on that dick, like as a sign of disrespect.
No, these 2 are not lesbians.
Did you see any of her on, because I say this because like every time I open my Instagram, she's on a different podcast. And like first it was, I think I saw her in Whitney Cummings' podcast, which made sense to me.
Sure,
you know. And then Howie Mandel, which didn't make as much sense to me, but I know Howie Mandel's podcast is with his daughter.
Okay.
Howie Mandel's podcast, by the way, I looked this up, 3 stars out of 5 on Apple Podcasts.
Really?
That's hard to do.
You're trying.
I don't know how many podcasts hosted by celebrity / someone that people like would have that. I mean, that's hard. That's like getting an Uber rating under 6. Never seen it done before.
What did he do?
He must have said
Oh, no, wait.
something.
Uber ratings are out of 5? I forget.
Yeah, they're out of 5.
No, they're out of 10. They're out of 10. Aren't
Uber
they?
ratings? Oh, my God. My Uber rating is way lower than I thought, then, if that's the case.
Oh, okay. So then whatever. All I'm saying is it's hard to get 3 stars. Bill Maher's podcast, which I've never listened to Howie Mandel's. I can't imagine it's much worse than Bill Maher's, but that has a good rating. That's like a 4.3, pretty standard. Yeah. But then she was on Bill Maher, which was insane and very funny. Every clip I've seen has made me laugh out loud.
So let's have her on the show.
Well, but I don't have the same chemistry that Bill has with her. Bill is just stoned out of his gourd, asking her the dumbest questions.
You can ask a good dumb question, Matt. Don't take a little credit.
All this show is dumb questions. No offense.
No. I'm not. It's hard to. It's unintentional comedy, is what I'm saying.
Right.
And by the way, I'd be happy if people loved this show and it got super popular for unintentional comedy. That doesn't bother me.
Right.
I like to try to do intentional comedy.
Right. Yeah. And
but if it's unintentional for people, that's also fine for me. But I don't think we're.
Of unintentional comedy.
Yes.
Has anyone called out the dudes who hang out in Nashville after the bars have closed and are just trying to get drunk people on camera for their clicks and views. Like, not that we haven't done that before as well. Not taking advantage of drunk people, but I mean that's what they were
like doing streeters.
That was the original clip. Comes from her kind of like spilling out of a bar in Nashville, and them just asking like random questions, and then people being drunk and and then you get gold like the Haktua girl, and then she's
that was honestly the problem when we used to do streeters. We did it more when we were in Toronto, but the problem was we weren't standing outside of bars at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
We would have gotten a lot better stuff.
Right.
Like, what do you think of Kawhi Leonard leaving for the Clippers? And you would get much better answers than we got.
Yeah.
Actually, that video was fine. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I've seen, like, I just saw one this morning that was the same thing. I don't know if it was the same guy, but it's the same thing. And I don't know if it was Austin or fucking Nashville or it could be any college town, really.
Right.
And they just said, what's your biggest college sex secret or college sex confession? And then like in the snap of the fingers, there wasn't even a cut. This woman just like went into something that I don't even feel like I can repeat on this show.
Wow. It must be pretty sexy.
Yeah. So anyways, I totally agree with you. It is a sort of a non-consensual. I mean, it's consensual. These people are on camera talking.
Right.
But they're fucking drunk as hell.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Non-consensual storytelling.
Non-consensual storytelling. You guys should get drunk and maybe this should be better.
Okay. Is that your note? I'll take that note.
Yeah.
We could all get shit-faced together. It'll be fun.
Speaking of getting shit-faced, remember we were talking about rebrands on the mailbag show?
Yes, of course.
Okay, we were talking about bad rebrands, like Twitter to X or HBO Max to Max or the Gapgate rebrand.
Yeah.
So no sooner did we finish recording that show, I go out to do music trivia, as I want to do. Boy, did we lose.
Oh, jeez.
Hard. Ugh. One of the categories, like how unfair is this? One of the categories was, I'm going to name a band, and then you have to write down what their last number one hit was.
Oh, that's hard.
Okay.
Like, it's nearly like the Eagles.
Their last number one hit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you could throw a guess in here.
Take It Easy.
I was going to say that, and I know shit about music.
No, that was real early in their career. I mean, I said Life in the Fast Lane is that more 80s vibe to it, but it was Heartache Tonight. How are you going to fucking know that?
Oh.
You're not.
What was Prince's last number one?
Not Seven. Seven was never number one.
No, it was Cream. But that's the interesting thing about the question is it's you can name the person's last hit. Like, for instance, Katy Perry was one of them. And I guessed Chained to the Rhythm, which came out in, I'm going to guess, like 2018.
Yeah.
And I knew it was a hit. Did it hit number one? I didn't fucking know. The answer was Dark Horse.
Oh.
It's not their last hit. It's their last number one hit. It's just hard to know that. Anyways, I go to the bar. I order a Tecate. I go to grab my wallet. She puts the can of beer on the counter, and I'm like, oh, no, I said Tecate. And then I was like, oh.
Hello.
We have a rebrand right before our very eyes. I'll show you the new can here. What do you think of it, JD?
I actually like it a lot. I think it looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, in the moment, I despised it because I was like, just give me my classic can of Tecate.
Yes.
But then once I was looking at the picture to show it to you, I was like, you know what? This really isn't bad.
No.
And here you can compare it to the old one. And when I look at the old one, I'm like, the one in the middle.
Right.
Was that good?
No.
Because then you could see on the left, I put a Edition Retro, as it says on the can itself. I guess that's what the Tecate can used to look like, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah.
But then it forces you to realize the one you know and love, the standard Tecate can, it hasn't been around forever. It's changed many times.
Yeah. The last iteration, which I believe is the middle picture if you're watching on YouTube, very Eastern European 1980s sort of communist propaganda-ish. No?
It has a German eagle kind of vibe to it.
I see 1984 there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, there's other ones. Like if you Google image search Tecate can, there's kind of many other ones. And every time I look at one, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of do remember that.
Okay, yeah.
all there is change. You know what I'm saying? It's impermanence. You can't hold on to your brands or your cans.
That's right. Hey, and it keeps the marketing department in business. It keeps them employed, the roof over their heads. And again, I think the new Tecate, it looks great.
Yeah, it does. It looks fine. I don't care. I think they should have just kept the old one, but what do I find out?
Okay.
Numbers are going through. They gotta catch up with Modelo.
Modelo, the number one beer in
That's
America.
the number one selling. Speaking of brands, by the way, LG. Life's not good.
Oh no!
I kind of hate my new TV.
Whoa, what happened?
Well, it's just the stuttering, JD.
It's the pipes. You got bad pipes.
No, it's not the pipes. The pipes are a problem, but I'm watching things that are not pipe problems. It's going directly in.
So what, are you talking like a VHS? Because that's a problem.
Yeah, no, a laser disc.
Blu-ray or no?
No. I'm just saying like direct HDMI cable in high internet. It's not buffering at all. It looks crystal clear. The problem is the stuttering. Like when a camera pans quickly, or frankly, not even that quickly, on the screen you could just see go like,
oh,
like you see it trail,
weird.
which is a thing. I've researched it.
Okay.
Something to do with the way the pixels activate in an OLED. And apparently Sony does a better job of down converting. But the only way that people recommend to get rid of it is to turn the fucking motion smoothing on. And that does work. It takes the shutter out. The stutter, I should say.
Yes.
But then now it looks like a shitty soap opera. So I'm kind of... And people are like, it's amazing for sports. I'm like, I agree. It's amazing for gaming. Okay, I rarely do that. What about for movies and TV? The thing I use it for.
Right, yeah.
So... I don't know what to do. Can you even return a TV?
Yes,
of
course.
I'll just fucking get used to it.
Where'd you buy it?
Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can return it.
be able to.
Absolutely.
What's our TV, James?
It's an LG. I've never noticed
OLED?
that. Yeah.
You have an OLED and it doesn't stutter?
We have 3 LGs, and not to brag, but I love the LG TVs.
But are they OLEDs?
Okay, the one I'm looking at right now, which is the monitor we use here in the Classic Factory, is not. It's a very old, shitty, not shitty, but it's, like an old TV. At least, I mean, we brought it from Canada, so it was...
So it's not an OLED, it's just old.
It's just an old. Yes. And then we have another one upstairs. That's an LG as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not 4K, like...
No, we got that when we moved here. That was over 10 years now. So it's just a regular HD, and then we have the OLED down in the living room, and I love it. I love all 3 of them.
I love them. I love
my.
I love them all
TVs.
equally.
Yeah.
Can't choose.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you have a solution for me, please let me know.
Return it and get a Sony,
return
and then see. But I don't think you're going to notice a huge difference. If I'm being,
I'm ready to downgrade from OLED. Maybe I don't need OLED.
Wow.
Maybe I'm not ready for it. Because a lot of the advice is like, you'll just get used to it, and maybe I will. But there was just one shot. I was watching It Follows, never seen it, and they walked into a school, and this is not a spoiler anyway. But you know, kind of the shot in that '70s show where the camera is just spinning in a circle, but slowly, like when they're smoking weed in the basement.
Yes.
It was that kind of shot where the camera's just rotating to show you, like, I guess, what the interior of the school looks like.
Yes.
And as the camera's spinning, sorry, I just hit my mic, the screen's just going like, and then of course I try to film it with my iPhone camera, but then the iPhone camera smooths it out, so then you can't fucking see it.
Maybe it's your eyeball.
I need to hold, when you're at a concert and the person in front of you is really tall and you can only see the stage by watching their held up iPhone.
Yes.
That's how I need to watch TV now.
Yeah. That's how most people watch TV now anyways. Nobody fucking cares. That's the problem. So return that TV and write a letter to LG and say, hey, I know most people are staring at their phones while they're watching your TVs, but I'm noticing all of this shit.
Well,
All right. Well, whatever.
But
Fine.
you don't notice it on ours, Jace?
I don't.
I'm going to send you, can I send you the time code for this and you watch it on your OLED and you tell me if you see stuttering?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't like scary movies.
It's not scary. They're literally, the shot is 2 people walk into a school.
Okay, send me the exact time code because I don't want to see anything before or after.
I'm not going to send you.
Scene.
I don't like scary movies either.
It was a little bit scary. I don't like spookies either, but Jill said I had to. Did anything good or not good happen to you this week? I know you've been holed up doing your Olympic show every day, so I don't know if you've left the house.
Should I zoom in, Jason?
Zoom in?
To your face?
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, okay. So for the internet, or for the people, the audio people, Rachel's zooming into my eyeball.
Another injury on your face to zoom
where I got hit in the face.
Oh, we're getting real close here. We're Clockwork Orange now.
The closer you get, the less severe it looks. Now it just looks like you're just seeing.
It looks like you were eating chocolate and wiped your eye.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I got nailed in the eye socket by a pickleball.
By a ball or a paddle?
A ball.
Oh, okay.
It's a hard wiffle ball. Anyway, it hurt. It stung. But what stung worse was the devastating loss of Team Canada. That's me and Rachel. We got bounced from the first round of the playoffs in our rec league.
I can't work a joystick. I should have played more Atari growing up.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so we got bounced from our pickleball league. So, yeah, not good. Not good. Yeah. And I got hit in the eye as well.
But they were lovely men. I really enjoy them both.
Yes, they were very lovely men.
They distract you by talking about Haktua, and then they balls to the face.
Yeah. Shout out to Frank and Steve.
Yes.
Shout out to Frank and Steve. Thanks for hitting my friend in the face with a ball.
Jason suggested their name, because there's a lot of team names, should have been Frank and Beans. Wouldn't that be cute? Yeah. Wouldn't that be cute?
Yeah. Oh, you actually had to have a team name that was official?
No, we didn't. Jason kept trying to use Jill's, the old man and the C word for us.
Yeah, the old man and the C word. That's a Jill original.
Yeah.
That's funny. I don't know when she said that.
She said it when I was her partner playing pickleball down when you guys were here. At least she called
rude.
me.
I'm going to tell her that that's rude when she comes home.
Well, she got the brunt of it.
Mm.
She's calling herself the C word, or she's saying Rachel?
No, you.
I was her partner, so she...
Oh, okay.
So she was calling me the old man and herself the C word.
Okay. I was trying to suggest that Nora and I and Jason do a podcast and we call it Two Girls, One Cunt. But he didn't think that would work.
Right.
I guess that wouldn't go over well. Anyway.
Okay. I had a problem that I want to run by you, JD.
All right, please.
Okay. Rachel, crash zoom on in his face. I want to see every expression. And then I want you to take another 7 minutes to zoom out. You know, in the Olympics, everyone's praising that cameraman at the end of the bicycle race.
Yeah.
When he finished the race under the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, beautiful.
And he was holding his bike, and they just, boom, pan all the way back. And now you see him. You see the giant crowd. You see the Eiffel Tower. You see the Olympic rings. And everyone's like, that's an amazing shot.
Yeah.
You could never do that, Rachel.
No worries.
You're not Olympic level yet. But you could get there. You can get there.
Oh,
that guy needs that person needs an Emmy, right? For that shot.
Oh, it was beautiful. Amazing. I do assume that sometimes I think that so much happens through the Olympics that we don't understand, so we attribute it to like, wow, that's amazing. But to them, it's like, oh, no, of course, when someone wins a bike race, they... Like, you know, when someone finishes a ski race, I know this for sure, they take off their ski and they hold it to their face so you could see the brand that it is.
Yeah.
Atomic or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, so that's a shot that you know that you're going to have to get if you're a cameraman at a skiing event. I'm sure it's the very same thing for biking.
I don't think so. But it's not normal for a guy to cross the line, put his bike perpendicular to the track, and raise his arms Christ-like while there's the entire pack of
with a
cyclists
crown of thorns on his head.
Yeah. It's not a normal way to... Now, he may have been planning on, or he or she may have been planning to crash out like that eventually, but like it was...
I think in the director's meeting, they said, if someone wins, they're going to be finishing the race under the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. I want you to pull out.
Oh, there's obviously instructions across the board to shoot the tower as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And by the way, that could have been you, the director, in the truck going, they could have been holding on the shot and you could have been in their ear going, pull out, more.
That's what she said.
I don't think so.
Sorry.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe.
But Rachel really wants Hawk 2 on the show. She won't stop.
She won't stop.
Okay, well, anyways, why was he talking about that? Well, congratulations to that person.
Yeah. Sorry, you brought it up, didn't you?
I know I brought it, but I don't remember why now.
You had a problem you wanted to run by us.
Oh, yes, a problem I want to run by you.
Somehow it's related. Is this about your TV again? Did it stutter when he crashed out?
I'm thinking that I don't want to disagree with people anymore.
Oh, come on.
And here's what I mean.
That's your thing.
I know,
That's your
but
nature, bro.
It's starting to be very diminishing returns. Like, here's an example of what I'm talking about. I had a friend who went to, we typically, when we see each other, we go to dinner together. Mm-hmm. And we like to talk about this restaurant versus that one, or who has the best this or that, or we're just, it's a thing we're interested in.
Okay.
So him and his wife went to a pizza restaurant. And while they were there, he texted me, "This is the best pizza in Los Angeles. I found it." He goes out even more than I do. He's been to them all. And he's like, "I found it."
Do I know this person?
Yeah, it's Charles.
Oh, okay.
So he goes to this heralded pizza place that I've heard of, that I wanted to go to. It's just on the opposite side of town. It's called Pizzeria Sei, if you want to know. Okay. SEI. And their whole deal is they're doing like a Japanese Neapolitan. So Neapolitan, like that very stringent Italian style of pizza where it's like it's got to be dough with flour from here and sauce from here, and it's got to be exactly this kind of cheese. And I think in Japan they've kind of, how they're like so obsessive about ingredients and craft over there. It's like, you're going to make sushi, you got to learn how to make rice for 12 years before you ever touch a fish.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of craftsmanship and ingredients going with it, right? So they're obviously very passionate about the product they're putting out. So he tells me, and I'm like, I'm excited to try it because I wanted to try it. And I actually like Neapolitan style. A lot of people don't like it. They consider it too floppy.
Yeah.
And so Jill and I happened to find ourselves on the other side of town. We tried to go to this one restaurant for lunch. It was closed. And I was like, you know what? Pizzeria Sei. This is the closest we're going to ever be to it. Let's go now. We drop in. It was very kind of like late afternoon, so it was before dinner rush. We get a seat. We sit down, and I'm eating this pizza. And I'm like, oh, baby, can't wait to eat the best pizza in LA.
Yeah.
And I take a bite, and I'm like, okay, it was good. It's good. I'm enjoying this. But it's not the best pizza I've ever had. It's not the best pizza in LA.
Maybe you weren't hungry when you were eating it.
No, I was very hungry. Why are you taking the pizza side already?
I don't know, maybe he was starving when he ate it. It was like,
No. He genuinely. So now I'm like, so I tell him, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
And then after the meal, I don't say anything. And then he says, well, how'd you like it? And then I was like, it was good. It was good. Yeah, it was very good.
Meh.
He's like, very good. So you didn't think it was that good then? And I was like, no, I didn't. And now I just feel like someone's wrong.
Right.
And he feels like I'm an idiot. I wouldn't go as far as say I feel like he's an idiot, but I just don't agree that it's the best.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's not fun anymore. I've just killed all this man's enthusiasm for this thing.
Oh, you're very.
It's just
hold on.
not
very
fun.
sweet.
Okay, I guess.
You're very sweet.
I mean, he thought that he was turning you on to something great, and then you go and you're like, I don't love it, and so you think that he feels bad about that. Is that what's happening?
No, I don't think he feels bad at all. I just think that now we're in war and now we're having to justify. And he's like,
war.
But what about the product? They're using the best product. And I'm like, that's great that they're using the best product. But at the end of the day, once that product goes into a composed dish, then flavor's got to be a component. And I do appreciate their top-tiered ingredients, but if it doesn't come together to be more than the sum of its parts and be a delicious slice of pizza, then who fucking cares what the ingredients are? Now we're arguing about Buffalo di mozzarella. What the fuck do I know about Buffalo di? I'm really trying as I get older to separate hype from how I truly feel about something. And sometimes it's nearly impossible.
Yeah.
If you've read like press and people say this is the best X or Y restaurant, whatever it is, it's hard to to truly tap into how you feel. I'm trying to do it more. And I was like, if no one told me anything about this place and I didn't know and I just had a bite, I'd be like, this is good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the best.
Did you order the exact same thing he did?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And you never know with a restaurant. Could be an off day. It could be an off day. But it wasn't bad. I just don't think it was the best. And then he's like, oh, so what do you think the best is? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't have a best.
Right.
I just like pizza.
I will say that Rachel brought it up that you may not have been hungry. You say you were hungry. I believe you. We believe you. But I don't think you're getting the A-team late afternoon.
Yeah. Wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like what time?
We sat down at, I want to say 4 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah. You're getting
A very late lunch.
You're getting somebody, the dishwasher is stepping in to take over. No offense to dishwashers, but they don't have the same experience.
What time did Charles eat?
I mean, he ate there for dinner. It's possible. It's possible.
I'm just saying.
But this is part of the. I mean, I guess this is part of the problem. But I just even notice when someone goes to see a movie, like something I haven't told you, JD.
Oh boy.
Is that
you saw something that I liked and you didn't like?
I finally saw Furiosa and I didn't like it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's fair or not fair. It's just like I want to be excited with you. I want to be like, yeah, Furiosa. Fuck everyone that didn't like it.
But were you hungry for movies that day?
What showing did you see, by the way? Because I was at a repertory theater.
What was the projectionist? Digital? IMAX? 4D? Dolby?
Yeah. No, I definitely have some notes for Mr. Miller there, for sure. But I thought it was fun. I thought it was good.
But anyways, my larger point is just that kind of as I'm getting older, and now it's kind of more just like couple friends, and you're not seeing each other as much. You're not like just going out drinking, sporadically on a whatever night. So now, I don't know. Someone comes to you and they're like, oh my God, you have to watch this thing on TV. And then you go back and you don't say anything. And then they're like, did you start it? And then you're like, we didn't like it. It just brings the mood down to a place where I'm like, I'm just going to pretend to like everything now.
No,
that's my new.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
All right,
no,
we've
I'm
reached
sorry,
the
I'm
final.
pretending.
We're in the twilight of this show, then.
Yeah, we might as well stop it now. Okay,
what's the point?
Folks, it's
what's
been
the
nice.
point of going on?
No.
What's the point
There's
of
no
going
point.
on?
Oh, where's
well,
the fun? I like arguing about stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, fine. Maybe do you want to argue about the worst song ever?
Well, sure.
Okay, that's something we can argue about.
Okay.
And somehow this doesn't bother me as much, but whatever. This comes from Kerrang! Magazine, the only magazine with an exclamation point in it, as far as I know.
What's it called?
Couldn't think of another.
Kerrang?
Kerrang!
Okay.
Kerrang!
Is that the link you sent me? Kerrang.
No, that link was an aggregated link. But
Okay,
the
all right.
original interview was done in Kerrang!
I'm picturing the old Tecate can, like saying Kerrang!
What did it say? What in Spanish? Edición Retro. Kerrang! Magazine interviewed Annie Clark, who you probably know better as St. Vincent. She's a musician, songwriter. She put out a bunch of albums, and it was the kind of interview where it's like, what kind of song do you want to be played at your funeral? Or what song do you want played at your funeral? What song makes you most want to work out or whatever? And one question was, what's the worst song ever written?
Okay.
And she named Daughters by John Mayer.
Yes.
Is that a song you're familiar with?
No.
Okay.
I'm still not familiar with it, actually.
I'm still not familiar. It's bad.
I looked it up, and I didn't make it past the first verse.
Oh.
Oh, so you did listen.
I didn't hear the chorus.
What word would you use to describe it?
Cringe. Sappy ballad about his daughter, I assume.
The word I would use is treacly.
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah.
Good one.
And that's the adjective that I hate most for music, because I'm someone that likes kind of a power ballad or a sentimental thing, or even cheesy I can roll with.
Yep.
But treacly, it drives me a little nuts. Like, I feel like Daughters was written specifically for fathers to dance with their daughters at their wedding to.
Oh.
And that's in and of itself a thing that I find kind of
Rachel just
creepy.
did the money, rubbing her fingers together.
Somebody wrote a song just to make extra money at weddings.
Do you make extra money at
Well,
weddings?
if something becomes a classic that someone uses for generations to represent.
Yeah. Okay. I hear
Well,
it.
so I asked you to come with your what you think is the worst song of all time. But just to stay on the topic, because one of the ones that I have always hated, and I don't know if you know this one, similarly also written specifically for father-daughter dances, Butterfly Kisses by Bob Carlyle. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, I don't even like the name. Gross.
It was number 1 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary charts in, I believe, 97. No, went to 22 on the Hot 100. Okay. The chorus is like, butterfly kisses after bedtime prayers. Does that, no?
That sounds incesty.
It's one of those weird times when like a Christian rock song will like cross over.
Right. Yeah.
Ooh.
But that's not why it's bad, because like Flood by Jars of Clay, if that means anything to you. That's a Christian rock song, but it's a banger.
Okay.
So Butterfly Kisses is in my worst songs of all time. I'll Be by Edwin McCain. I'll Be Your Crying Shoulder. Treacly as fuck.
I love that song.
Do you really?
I do, yeah.
What is it?
I'll be there. Da, 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 da. I don't know the words, but you'd know it to hear.
No, you're singing I'll Be There For You, the theme song to Friends.
No. It goes,
I love the Friends
be
theme.
your crying shoulder.
Okay, no, that's the one.
I don't know. Anyways, yeah.
What about My Father's Eyes by Eric Clapton?
Anything by Eric Clapton is
Treacly.
awful.
Change the World by Eric Clapton. Treacly.
I said, we were talking about this before the show. I'm like, what, you got a worse song? She's like, yeah, fucking Tears in Heaven. Fuck that song. I'm like, it's about his kid, right? She didn't say that.
She?
I'm just kidding.
It was around that. I don't want to know. I don't want to listen to this song and feel like shit and also be like bored by the tune at the same time. It's too much.
Yeah, it's a sad,
I would say
story.
of his unplugged era and beyond, when he just became kind of like a treacly balladeer.
Yeah.
I would say it's not one of the worst ones. I would never put it on,
Same.
but I don't know. It had something to it. And then I'll give you one that's more planting a flag here. I don't know if this is a popular opinion or not. This is a huge hit. This was number 1 for sure. Uptown Funk, Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars. It sounds like if we wanted to use a better version of Uptown Funk in a video we shot, JD, and I was like, could you make it sound like this? And then you would go on the internet to one of those music services where like a guy in his basement that's playing all the instruments approximates an R&B funk song pastiche thing.
Yes.
That's what Uptown Funk sounds like to me.
I agree with you there. Yeah.
And people always play it at weddings because they think it's this upbeat song that it's a hit everyone knows. It's a terrible song to dance to. What are you doing during the Uptown Funk gon' give it to you? Uptown Funk gon' give it to you? Uptown Funk gon' give it to you?
It's leading up to
what are you doing?
Shaking your titties.
I don't know.
Shake those titties.
I don't dance. You know that.
Anyways, that song sucks.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I would never put that song on, but to say it's the worst song ever
well,
written,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where are you going to go? Because obviously you could go to like, I don't know, like Achy Breaky Heart or something like that. Like you could go like Blue Daboo Dee, something with shitty lyrics or repetitive. But I didn't want to go for like just a shitty pop song kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I want to go.
You take it where you want to go.
Well, I'm going with this. I have a couple of things of songs that are beloved that I think are awful.
Oh, let's hear 'em.
We Built This City by Starship.
Okay, that's so interesting you say that. I need you to explain this to me because I looked up. I could only find one list from a music magazine that was specifically billed as top 50 worst or top whatever worst songs of all time.
Yeah.
It was in Blender, which was the Maxim magazine when Maxim
Sure.
was in its imperial phase and was like, what if we made music magazine?
Right.
So I printed this out. So I have it in front of me, and We Built the City is number 1.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying this is a great song, but why is this the worst song of all time?
Because it is, as the kids say, and I've said already on this show, it's cringe. It's like, the sentiment is, I mean, Jefferson, we're talking about Jefferson Airplane, right? Like, this is who became...
Jefferson Starship.
And then just Starship, right? Yeah. So it's just, they have a rock and roll pedigree, and then they sang a song about about being building their empire on rock and roll. And I just hate it. I hate the lyrics. I hate the melody. I think it's fucking, it's the worst thing that came out of the 80s.
Do you know that it was co-written by Bernie Taupin?
No.
Elton John. I didn't learn
Wow.
that.
Did he write the lyrics?
Oh my.
One has to assume that's
all he does.
While Marconi plays the mambo. Oh, there's one fucking hilarious line in it. What is it? Caught up in the hoopla,
Yeah.
they say in it. I have to say that I've always sung it as we built Sim City.
Really? That's fun.
Okay.
That's a thing that's in my head.
For sure. Okay, so there's that
I just
one.
don't. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's good. And I understand. Maybe if you were like a Jefferson Airplane fan in the '60s, psychedelic, you're like, what the fuck is this kind of like corporate sounding shit?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of songs in the '80s around that time sounded like
You're
that.
right. That's
Just like it's sound of cocaine, kind of big, overdone, glossy production.
And speaking of Bernie, I hate that Elton John era. Like, I'm Still Standing. I hate that song.
Oh.
It's not one of my worst songs ever, but I really, really despise that song.
I would say We Build the City has even way more of a sheen than I'm Still Standing.
Yeah. Okay, another one. What's Up? For Non-Blondes. God, I hate that song.
You hate it with
People,
a passion.
I think that's on this list too. Yes, it is. It's number 16.
Wow. Okay. I'm not being very original.
I like
You're
that song.
going with your heart.
Okay. People love it. People love that song. I've always hated it. I looked at a list as well, and I found more songs that I loved on this list. It was a Wikipedia page, like the worst songs ever recorded.
Wow, Wikipedia's doing opinions now?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
My donations are going to opinions now. True by Spandau Ballet. I've mentioned that song. That was my first slow dance.
Yeah, that's a good
Terrible lyrics, but a great song. This is very controversial. Big Yellow Taxi by Counting Crows.
Yeah.
Featuring Vanessa
we've
Carlton.
talked about this before.
Yeah.
I fucking love that version of that song.
No,
I love all
it's not
versions
for
of
me.
that song.
Yeah.
It's a great
Not
song.
for me.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine. That's fair.
Okay.
You like the counting. Well, you love the Counting Crows, don't you? And you still don't like that song.
Me personally, I do love the Counting Crows.
Interesting.
Let me read you some on this list, and you tell me, because I was doing the same thing. I was like, wow, this is the worst? Okay, number 50 on their list, My Heart Will Go On.
Oh.
Now, keep in mind,
that's
this
just wrong.
list was done in 2003. Mm-hmm. So part of this, I feel, is like, worst is a synonym for fucked out, maybe.
Totally. Yeah.
Like, I've heard the song a billion times, and I don't want to hear
This
it.
is from Blender.
This is from Blender.
So this is also like, the toxic masculinity list of
Oh.
Yeah, it
shit
could-
that I
could
just
be.
don't want to hear anymore. And that song was played a lot, to be fair.
Well, the other thing I was wondering is there's a lot of pop songs on this. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, like Aqua Barbie Girl. And I do wonder now, because in 2003 was like just the tail end of the boy bands and Britney and Christina being huge. And then we're into like, now we're playing guitars again and it's rock and roll. This is probably a period where pop music was not looked upon fondly. And now it is. Now it's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Now like pop music is everything and the only thing worth writing about, it seems. So I wonder if this list would be different. But the next one, number 49, I'm Too Sexy, Right Said Fred.
Get out of here.
We need that song. We need that song.
Yeah.
Totally.
Maybe that's the best way to look at it. Like, would the world be a better place if this song didn't exist?
Absolutely not.
No, it's too fun.
Because I'm Too Sexy. We need it for montages and
Yeah.
memes and jokes, and
Like the thong song.
it's kind of a banger.
It's just fun.
I was in
Yeah.
London when that song came out, and people went fucking insane for that
Well,
song.
of course. For
Of
Europeans, are you kidding me? They're going to love that. Number 48, you're not going to like this one. Obla Di Obla Da.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't go through this entire list, but
Sure we can.
I'm just going to pick up. This number 42, Simon and Garfunkel, The Sounds of Silence.
Oh, come on.
What the fuck?
No.
That song is...
They're just trying to be fucking difficult. Come on.
And the next one is We Didn't Start the Fire, Billy Joel.
I
that
agree
one
with
might
that
be...
one.
You agree with that?
That might be a We Don't Need It. Okay, you want to hear the top 10?
Yeah.
Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder, Ebony and Ivory.
Didn't age
not-
well, that's for sure.
No. You know what? That could be given the Treacly title.
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
It's Treacly. Number 9, a Madonna American Life. A song I'm not really 100% sure I know what that is.
You know that?
Number 8, Eddie Murphy, Party All the Time.
Hard disagree. I love that song.
Okay, to me, I don't need it, but I would
I
not
don't
call
need
it.
it.
Worst.
You're okay. Yeah, in that context, yeah, you're right.
Number 7, Bobby McFerrin, Don't Worry, Be Happy.
Oh, come on. It's so fun.
Penalized probably for being like a novelty song.
Still.
Every instrument was his voice, you guys.
What?
That was his thing.
People don't do that enough anymore.
You're right. When more a cappella bands.
I'd like to see you do that, Taylor.
Yeah, right?
She could.
Number
anything.
6, Huey Lewis in the News, The Heart of Rock and Roll. Disagree.
Disagree.
Oh, that's fun.
We
Disagree.
need that.
Number 5, Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby.
Also disagree.
Disagree.
I don't like that song, but the hook is Queen. You have to love it. You know
Yeah,
what
it's part of our history.
Yeah.
Number 4, Limp Bizkit, Rollin'. Disagree. And by the way, it's so funny because in 2003, people hated nu metal. Nu metal's back, baby.
Is it?
People speak about Limp Bizkit fondly now and
Wow.
Korn fondly.
Wow.
So, and what's the other fucking one there? One Thing, I Don't Know Why. It'll come to me. Number
say
3,
Korn?
Wang Chung. Everybody have fun
Come on,
tonight.
come
Are they
on.
insane? We need. What song are we gonna play when people are having fun tonight?
Exactly.
Number 2, like I said, Billy Ray Cyrus, Achy Breaky Heart, and number 1, Starship, We Built This City.
So there's no Miley Cyrus without Achy Breaky Heart, right?
Oh, that's true.
A very good point.
That was huge.
We needed it. We didn't.
But I also feel like Achy Breaky Heart, if it hadn't been played a billion times, and yes, the lyrics are silly, but from what I remember, because this song probably came out when I was like 11, it was used to kind of be like, oh, look how shitty country music is, and look how dumb the people that like it are. My achy breaky heart.
Yeah.
But you listen to that song, like, and you haven't heard it in 20 years, you're like, this is catchy. It's totally, it's a pop song. It's totally
Pop
fine.
song.
Yeah. And by the way, was probably instrumental in the popularization or the regrowth of line dancing, right?
Oh.
100%. And now line dancing is huge. It did go away for a while.
Yeah.
But now it's back, baby.
Are you still doing it with Jill? Line dancing,
No, we
that
never
is.
did it. Oh, she's been a couple times, but I'm so bad at it.
Oh.
31, Crash Test Dummies. I'm hemming and hawing on this one. The only reason I would say it's not the worst is because they have a worse song that I could think of, which is Keep a Lid on Things. You remember that one?
No, I don't actually. I probably know.
Okay, this one I'm going to actually sing because if you've never heard the song before, which is there's a good chance because it's a Canadian band.
Yeah.
It was like the verses were like, who put the duh in the da da? You did, baby. You did, baby. And then the chorus was like, and I swear to God, the voice was not very dissimilar to the voice I'm doing right now. Don't try to see I'm gone. Keep a lid on it. Very disjointed, very bad, very comical. That's worse than which just tells a beautiful story about a kid who got into an accident and couldn't go to school.
Stop.
That's what it was about.
Really? Oh my god.
Well, that was the verse.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Isn't there something about Superman and Solomon Grundy? Is that part of it?
That's a different song.
That's the same. No, that's a different album. That's their first album. Superman song. Superman never made any money saving the world from Solomon Grundy.
Their best song is the one song that the guy doesn't sing, and it's a cover of it's the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead. Is that an XTC song originally?
Yeah. I think they have Afternoons and Coffee Spoons. I'll say is okay, and I'll also say that. What's the other fucking one I like? It'll come to me.
It's a classic.
That's why we sucked at music trivia.
Oh jeez.
The Ghost Inside. It's a good song. Go look it up.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It might sound fucking weird now.
Rachel, you got any bad songs?
Yeah, Rachel, hit me with a bad song.
Well, I mean, I am always impressed with anyone who can play music, so I would never say, "Oh, this is the worst song," because I am musically illiterate. There are just songs that annoy me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the whole point of this.
Okay. Well, like the one that comes on the radio that I'm like, ugh. The Shaggy song, It Wasn't Me. Do you know that song? Just talking about cheating on someone and It wasn't me. And this stupid, shitty conversation at the beginning, talking to his friend about every time it comes on, I'm like,
So what's it?
it wasn't me.
It's a moral. Is it a moral issue for you?
No, not really.
It kind of sounds like what you're saying.
It's just all this. We were fucking in the bathroom, pounding on the door, and my girlfriend heard it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. All these different scenarios where he's having sex with some other girl that is in their block. And I'm like, okay, this is repetitive and stupid.
And funny.
It's not funny, though. Is it funny?
Yes. And catchy.
It kind of
as
is
hell.
a funny song.
It's
a
supposed
funny
to be
concept.
Funny. Yeah.
It's like, how extreme could the situation be where you could try to convince your girlfriend that you weren't cheating on her simply by saying it wasn't me? When she's presumably in the same room looking at you.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Don't convince
banging on
me.
the bathroom
I'm gonna
floor.
like it. Stop. It's funny.
Okay, look, if you don't have a sense of humor, that's fine.
Often not, especially at this time of the month. Very few things
we're
make me laugh.
Deep in the red zone here, people.
But yesterday, you should be very proud of me that I didn't rip that lady's head off in the grocery store.
I'm very proud of you for not.
What happened?
I don't know, Jason. I tell him these stories, and he's like, how come this never happens to me when I'm at the grocery store? The cart's beside me, and I'm getting something. I'm at the front of the cart. No, the back of the cart with the handle. And, like, I'm right there. There's no way she doesn't see that I'm beside the cart. And she comes up. She wants something that's behind the cart. She just whips the cart. The cart's diagonal in the aisle now. And gets what she wants. And then looks up at me. And I put a smile on my face and just keep doing what I'm doing. Like, can we not communicate, people?
Then you come home and you're raging.
No, I wasn't raging. I was just relaying the story to you.
You never touch a man or woman's cart.
Yeah.
Well,
that's right.
Well, you can. 100%. Like, if you're like, oh, excuse me, I got to get something while you're doing it.
No, you just don't touch it. Never touch it.
Ever.
That cart is an extension of your arm. It's equivalent to her pushing your arm out of the
I would have had no problem if she had moved it and said, oh, I'm so sorry. Or not even so sorry. Oh, excuse me. Just
just acknowledge that, hey, you're in my way. I need to get something. I'm moving your cart.
Because I always feel bad getting in people's way. But I was like,
it's a fucking grocery
Was
store.
it clear that that the cart belonged to you? Do you know what I mean?
There was no one else in the aisle.
And you
and
were
I was
at
standing
the cart.
beside it.
Yeah.
That's really fucking weird. People act at grocery stores like, especially like at a Trader Joe's where the aisles are narrow and it's not very big and they're quite popular. Expect that there's going to be something in your way at all times. I mean, it's just some simple math.
Yeah.
Take out a tape measure, measure the width of a cart, and then measure the width of an aisle. And if two are next to each other, you ain't getting through. Sometimes if one's there, you ain't getting through. But people act as if it's like you're doing something insanely rude by blocking them. You're like, I'm not trying to keep you from the frozen strawberries, lady. Just fucking relax. Anyways. Let's do one piece of mail before we go that we didn't get to in the mailbag episode, which I love doing. So send your mail to isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. This one does somewhat relate to restaurants. It goes like this. Hello, Matt. I know people have been normalizing terms like yes, chef for funsies, but what about more helpful restaurant lingo? I'm particularly thinking of saying corner to alert people who may be passing by with plates or drinks of a potential collision. Mm-hmm. I think this could be a good way to utilize chef speak in a way that helps people and is fun to say. What say you? Love you. That's from Jill. Okay. Well, I love you too, Jill, but I have to say I would rather have scalding hot minestrone spilled on me than say corner in a restaurant.
That's, I think, if you're working in a restaurant.
Yeah.
I know, but that's what she's saying. Just like saying chef is if you are an employee, but now people are saying chef.
Yeah, but you walk behind someone, we would always say behind, because you don't want your shit knocked out of your arms.
We do that.
No, I know, but she's saying as a patron, like let's say the place where they're coming in and out of the bathroom, not the bathroom, in and out of the kitchen is next to where the bathroom is, or your table is near it.
Oh, the patron.
She's saying we should, or I think she's also saying like, just in life in general, you're coming around a corner. Oh. Maybe we just start saying corner.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
I think it's a great idea. I do.
She's very conscientious of the people around her. That's nice.
And then if you come around. If you see a dead body, you could just keep saying corner.
Corner.
Well, if you're out for a run, you'll be like on your left or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm coming through. If you're riding your bike, you'll ding your bell if you're passing.
That's
somebody.
true.
Just safety
Behind.
first. Yeah.
But that's the whole problem with the corner system of a restaurant. It's like it works for them, for the employees.
Yeah.
But they're ignoring that the bulk of the people in the restaurant are not employees.
Right.
And so it's happened to me many times where it's a near miss coming around a corner. But I'm still not going to start saying corner in a public space. That's for
Did
them.
something
It's
happen?
not
Like
for
what
us.
happened?
What happened?
To her? I don't know what happened to her. I think she's familiar with the restaurant life.
Yes.
And I think she's probably just going like, they're saying it. Why shouldn't we say it? Protect ourselves and protect them.
Right. Well, I think that if you're in a restaurant, you, as a patron, you should be listening for a corner, and the staff should be saying it if they're, bolting it around the corner with minestrone soup. For sure, they should be saying corner, even if they're in the dining room. That's not your
Or
responsibility.
coming through. There was a lot of coming through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I just think I understand why people do this, but people get too into the terminology of a thing that's none of your business. Like, it's like, it used to be basketball. It was like, how many points, rebounds, and assists did this guy have? And now it's like, the assistant GM actually was a scout that scouted this foreign player. So I think during the draft, they have a relationship, and like people just care about like the second apron and dollars, and people just get so into it to the point where we're just using their terms. It's like, if I see an air traffic controller, I'm not asking him if he's pushing tin out there today.
Well, fuck, I am.
That sounds
It's
cool.
fun to say.
actually.
When I see a trucker at the rest stop, I don't go, hey, what's your LOH?
LOH? Low.
Length of haul.
Length
That's
of
how
haul.
long they're going to be gone for.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why
That's
not?
not
Why
for me to
wouldn't
say.
you?
That's for them to say to each
I
other.
hear what you're saying. It's you don't feel like you're,
Earned it.
you haven't earned it. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I like this normalizing, because then everywhere you go, you could just yell hot stuff coming through.
Regardless of what you're carrying.
Yeah, I'm not carrying anything.
If there's a door that opens out into something and it says like, please open door slowly.
Yeah.
I'm opening it very slowly.
Okay.
I'll follow instructions, but I just don't feel comfortable saying corner in a restaurant or anywhere else. But that's just me. JD, I guess if you want it normalized, you go right ahead, but
I think it's a safety issue, and I think
You're
I'm
too
with-
shy.
I'm with her. And we definitely do it in this house. Like, goddamn, we like got a butcher knife, and we're in the kitchen. Our kitchen is not a kitchen; it's just a hot plate and a closet, basically. And
it's a Coleman camping stove on a picnic table.
Pretty much. And I got a butcher knife. I'm like, I'm coming through with a knife. I'm right behind you with a knife. To whoever is there.
If there's only one person in the kitchen, that's still needed.
You have to. Yeah.
So just scream knife. That'd be cooler.
Okay.
It's all about cool.
Number 30, Whitney Houston, The Greatest Love of All. I think that's rude.
Terrible.
This is the worst list ever.
No good.
Corey Hart, Sunglasses at Night, JD. They're coming for Canada.
That's a classic.
That's only the third Canadian song we've heard. If you count My Heart Will Go On as a Canadian song, which I do.
Okay, number 12, Beach Boys, Kokomo.
Okay, I'm with them there. You know why though? Because it's the Beach Boys. It's the same Elton John problem. The 80s Beach Boys, not good.
Not good.
Yeah.
All right, well, join us Monday for a new episode of Is This Good? As I said, email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Subscribe everywhere. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Remember to check us out, patreon.com/isthisgood, because next week's episode is a Patreon-only episode.
Finally.
That means you won't hear it unless you are subscribed to the Patreon.
Good.
And you're also going to get ad-free episodes where you're not going to hear us talk about kitty litter.
Ooh, I'll show my special picture next week from the life drawing class.
No, you don't. You know why? Because not enough people are going to see it.
Oh, everybody needs to
Well,
see
there's
it?
only about 40 people who have access to the video.
This needs to make a
so maybe that
audience.
hey, if you're a pea hound already, maybe you want to upgrade just for a month to see this.
So we're showing nudity in this episode.
Kinda, actually.
Okay. Well,
it's explicit.
that either is a
content.
reason to join or a reason not to. I don't know. This was JD, Matt, and Rachel reaching out from the great beyond. We'll see you next week. Or will we?
Or will we?
Sweet.
Bye.